Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Sarah's Table. Today, we have another delightful, I was going to say unmasking, but that is not what the word is. It's like, I think I'm stuck back in the like Scooby-Doo themed episode where we unmasked the villain. We're not unmasking anything. Unveiling? That's a word. Are you all still following me? Are you with me here? We have a brand new game. It's never been played in the public sphere before. It's brand new. And I have, once again, hoodwinked the creator into coming on to the show. This time, it was easy because we're married. And I said, you have to be here.
You have to.
And I just sent him the Zoom invite and was like, connect. Hi, I'm Sarah Moore. I keep forgetting to tell you that's who I am. I feel like I've gotten perhaps too comfortable here. It's some sort of existential crisis thing. I know who I am. I'm Sarah Moore. You know who I am. My pronouns are she, her. I'm going to be your host and your game master and your tour guide here of the Vanishing Lands. If you look to your left, you'll see the back of water. You won't. There's no water here.
I hope not.
Otherwise, our house is leaking. It's fine. La la. I'm going to do a quick safety discussion. That's important. Let's get back to the important stuff. Yeah. So here on Sarah's Table, you are never going to see sexual violence, violence against children, or withholding food as punishment or starvation. Is there anything else that the players today at my table would like to avoid?
I am good.
Yeah, those work for me.
Perfect. If we happen to wander into territory that you didn't realize was going to be uncomfortable for you, you can either throw up an X physically. I will be able to see it, I hope. Otherwise, we need to check me for something else. And if you're not comfortable physically giving me a sign, then you can also send a message to me in the chat. For those of you at home who do your own safety discussions, it's always good to have a couple of options on how you can be alerted. Some people aren't comfortable doing it in a vocal or very overt manner. So let's make everything safe and fun.
Agreed.
Today, we are going to be playing a game called The Vanishing Lands, which, as I pointed out to the chat earlier, not the chat, the people in this call, I'm doing great. As I pointed out to the people in this call earlier, the two players I have are usually behind the scenes on my show. And so it's very appropriate because they usually vanish into the background. They're coming out of the woodwork today.
We're from there.
You are from a vanished land. The same one?
Well, no, I don't recognize you from that, from my
different.
vanished land personally. Yeah.
Different lands.
Yeah.
It's a convergence.
We each got our own.
It's a nice melting pot kind of a thing. Yeah.
I love it. So actually, I'm going to have you guys introduce yourselves. I'm going to start over with Markus. Who are you?
Well, hi. My name is Markus. You can follow me on Twitter at Best Kind of Worst. Same thing on Twitch. I am a producer over at Gen Con TV. Specifically, I produce Table Takes every Friday on Gen Con TV. So tune in actually before this. So if you are watching this right now, go back in time and watch Table Takes because there is a great interview there, I bet. It's so good. You know what? As I have discussed before, time moves differently here at Sarah's Table. So I think they definitely could just do a quick rewind. Exactly. And if not, we have VODs and a YouTube channel to check out.
Sure do. Go look at them. Great. And did you say your pronouns?
Oh, sorry. No, I didn't. My pronouns are he, him.
Perfect. I'm going to hop down to Jeff. Now, okay, I need to say something real quick. I understand that Jeff is not below me on the screen right now, but he's below me on my screen. I understand computers.
Great.
I'm doing great. Who are you, babe?
Hi, I'm Jeff Moore. My pronouns are he, him as well. I am the person who is feverishly writing this game. I'm also a filmmaker and a multimedia content producer. by trade and by hobby as well, for that matter. You can find me via the Vanishing Lands in most places on social media under the Vanishing Lands, but on Twitter we are Lands Vanishing. And you can also check out thevanishinglands.com.
It's always one that's weird.
Yep, that's my one. All the rest of them are the same.
I think Twitter's pretty weird in general, so I think it's appropriate.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
So before we create characters, today we're going to create characters. We're going to create the land that has vanished from the previous realm and is now in this new space. And then we're going to do a little bit of playing. But before we do, Jeff, tell me where the idea for this game came from and like its development and all that stuff.
Sure. The Vanishing Lands really came from a place where I had an idea, I thought, for an interesting setting for where I was going to put a lot of my RPGs. I run a lot of games. I'm what you may call a forever DM. So like all of our home games, I run those. I run a lot of online games as well. And that's just like, that's my jam. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to have like a unified place to set these things. So I didn't have to reinvent the wheel every time. So I wanted a place where kind of anything could fit and there was a narrative reason for it all to fit together. So I started working on a setting guide for like any other system. It was supposed to be system agnostic. And as I got going, I realized that there were some things I wanted to include that needed mechanical support that not every game would have contained. So I just started adding bits and pieces. And before long, I realized that I basically had the bones of a whole new game. So I committed to it and started writing the system as well. So it's coming along nicely. I think it's working, and it's very interesting. People who have played so far have really enjoyed, particularly the setting bits. So I find that very rewarding so far.
Yeah, and we are going to be doing a couple of in-person playtests at Gen Con 2022. Mm-hmm. So if you are around and you are interested in that sort of thing, you should contact us and let us know. It's only a couple of seats left.
And you want to check it out at home, I will have a handful of these playtest booklets available for people, not only in the games, but if anybody wants to take some home, I'll have some on hand with me at the show. So track me down.
Well, sounds like a great thing to do at Gen Con 2022, huh?
It's just, there's not going to be a whole lot going on at Gen Con. It's a very small convention.
Laid back.
Not a lot of events. So, come find us.
It'll be easy to find.
Oh. I also would like to know, before we get into it, what's your favorite bit of this game, Jeff?
What do you mean by bit?
Like the thing that you created that you were like, I think this thing's really cool.
There are a couple pieces that I particularly enjoy. The implementation of assets is very interesting, I think. And the way that they tax them, you tax them throughout play. I think that's pretty interesting, and it reflects what I wanted it to reflect. But I think the most interesting thing that I've had the most fun with so far is the idea of spirit, which is a resource that you can use throughout the game to basically be more heroic. It's your pool of heroic potential, and you can spend it kind of however you want. And it lets people do some really big, amazing things, sometimes like staying alive. Mm-hmm. And I think that using that resource has led to some really interesting moments at the table so far. And I think it's flexible and cool, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it's like your character's personal nitro boost.
Yeah.
Like,
I love that. I'm excited to see what this is like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds so cool.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see. Okay, so we're going to do character creation.
Hooray.
Character creation is pretty simple. There's not a ton of steps. I believe my little cheat sheet here says there's only 4 steps. So this is also a good thing to note for when you decide you're going to sit down and do this, that session 0 could potentially, with world building, take as long as you want. Or you could whip up a character real fast and start playing. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to roll up our attribute scores. There are 3 attributes here in this game. You have your physical, your mental, and your social. I feel like those are pretty self-explanatory. Physical stuff, mental stuff, and social stuff. I don't think you need to get into it a little bit further than that. If there are any questions,
I'll just have you write the copy.
Yeah. I am helping to write this game. You're welcome, everyone at home who's trying to read it. If there are any questions at home of what those 3 would be, feel free to put it in the chat. I'll answer questions. So you're going to roll 4d6, and then you're going to drop the lowest die result in each group and write down the total. And you do that 3 times, and those are your 3 scores. Would you like, as a group, to do them in order? Like, I rolled my 3. First one's physical, first one's mental, or second one's mental, last one's social. Or do you want to choose where they go?
I'm open to either.
I'm going to say creator's choice.
Oh,
Yeah. Let's pick then.
Let's pick where you put it.
Yeah, as written, you don't have to do them in order. So let's roll the 3 and then assign.
Yeah, absolutely. The couple of times that I have made characters for this, I have just done them in order, which was pretty fun, because then I could be like, all right, well, this one's really strong and really dumb, or this one's really smart, but will get knocked over really easily. So.
Okay, so we roll 4d6s and we drop the lowest.
Correct.
Okay.
And then you add those 3 high ones together. Hopefully nobody gets a 3. Actually, I hope somebody does get a 3. The great spread would be an 18, a 3, and a 9.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens here, because I just got a 14.
Woohoo!
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty good.
Now that's at 18 or 16.
Whoa.
Okay.
I might be OP here.
No, this is great.
I am going to vanish so many worlds here today. I'm going to be so strong. All the worlds are going to vanish. Except I'm very bad socially, though, it looks like.
Oh, no. What did you get for your social?
A 5.
All right.
14,
Whoa,
16,
5.
and 5.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
My goodness.
Yeah, honestly, these lands are going to be, if these are social lands, they might be safe.
They might be okay.
But if these are mental lands, done.
Got him.
Done.
Locked it in. Jeff, what are your scores looking like?
I have a 12 in physical, an 8 in mental, and a 12 in social.
Okay.
So I'm right in the middle.
Great.
Not very impressive, but his personality is really what makes him float.
It's really important.
It's not great, but it's all he's got.
It's okay. It's good. So now we're going to determine our spirit and our health. For your spirit, you add all 3 of your attribute scores together. And that sum is how many spirit points that you have to use.
32.
Woo!
That feels low.
So we add the physic, mental, and social together, and that gets the spirit.
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what is yours, Marcus?
Mine is 62.
False.
That can
70,000.
Oh, that sounds better.
I'm pretty sure it's 70,000. Let me do my math was incorrect.
Well, you know what? It's okay. Math is hard.
You know what? It's 35.
Okay. It's really close to 70,000. That's super close.
Well, I mean, if it's I'm just going to leave it there and stop talking.
It's perfect. It's a decimal point issue. Yeah. And then your health total is just your physical attribute.
All right. Got it.
All right. So now we get to assign assets. Your assets can be literally anything. So this is where you get to be sort of creative or super creative. whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I'm curious now.
So your asset could be something like a weapon, like a knife or an axe, something of that nature. It could be like your quick wit. It could be like your blinding beauty. It could be magic. If you want your character to be a magical creature, a magic user, you have to take magic as one of your assets.
Not just magic, though. There's a thing.
We're going to get into that.
Yeah. You can't just write magic as an asset, but that's effectively what it is.
Unless you mean like close-up magic.
Oh, sure.
Oh, like sleight of
street
hand?
magic.
Like
Street magic. Yeah.
You could take that. You could also...
Can we do like Harrison Ford's house street magic? Like, can we go to Harrison Ford's house and make him like cut open an orange and there's some kind of card inside? Let's do that.
I assume so.
All right, now I know what kind of game we're aiming for. I'm ready. The land that has vanished is Harrison Ford's house.
Harrison Ford's house. Ford Manor.
Ford Manor. Okay, so there's a couple of combinations that you can do. You don't get an unlimited number of assets. I'm sorry. I wish you did.
Each asset is represented by a maximum die type, and that's part of the asset name. For example, if you are going to be pretty good with a sword, you might have sword D10 or sword D8. And the higher that die type is, the more maximum potential you have to do cool things with your sword.
I am typing up the options. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like starting package options for your assets. And so there's a possibility of having like a bunch of them, but having those be kind of little. Or having fewer, but having them be a little bit higher. I tried to give you just an extra D6 in that one. No.
Oh,
I'll take it. No, I'll definitely take it.
Just let me have that one. That's fine. Okay, so those are your 5. I separated them so that you can see pretty easily. For those of you who are watching at home and can't see our chat, I don't know why you can't see our chat. But the options are D8, D6, D6, D4, D4. So it'll be 5 assets, or D10, D6, D6, D4, 4 assets. D12, D8, D4, only 3, but that one you're like really, really good at. D8, D6, D6, D6 gives you 4, or D10, D10, and D4. So like, sort of like that D12 package, but you're pretty good at at 2 of them, but like not as good as that D12 package. What like jumps out at you guys? Do you want to have like a jack of all trades situation, or are you looking to super specialize?
Well, I could say for myself, I do like the idea of being good at one thing, really, and then not great at other stuff, because I really relate to that. So I think I'm going to go with the 12, D12, D8, D4, if that's cool, if no one else wants it.
Yeah. You guys can both choose it if you want.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
We're not going to take anything away from you.
I love playing new games.
I know. And Markus, are you considering being able to harness magic?
You know what? Actually, I'm not. I'm not considering that.
Great. No magic for you.
Every time I try to do magic in anything, it goes very badly.
I mean, that sounds very entertaining.
Like I accidentally hacked the moon on TikTok last year. I didn't even know what I was doing.
That seems like a problem. What about you, Jeff? Are you going to be a magic man? You heard me.
Yes. That's a song, isn't it?
It is.
Great. I think I am going to dabble in the mystical arts. I don't know to what extent yet.
Can't wait.
Without knowing like kind of ballpark of what we're thinking setting wise, it's
so do you want to wait to choose your domain until we have worked on the setting?
Maybe. Maybe. What I was getting at kind of like is if we wanted to do kind of like an alternate future kind of cyberpunk kind of setting, those are going to be different skills or different assets than if we're going high fantasy.
Very true.
And I don't know where we're leaning yet, so I just haven't made a decision. That's all.
Sure. Have you decided on the asset package yet? Which one are you?
Yes. I am going to take the D10, D6, D6, D4 package.
Great.
With the optional sunroof.
That's what I was going to say. It does sound like that when we put it out.
It does.
That costs extra spirit if you want the sunroof.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a pretty strong character physically and mentally with Markus. The strongest ones for Josh's character are physical and social.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have Markus? Talk me through what your brain is doing here. Do you have like a weapon?
So the assets, once we come up with the stat for them, so like minus 1284, we then can assign assets that we believe would be beneficial to us in whatever this game would be.
I mean, but I'm going to open it up to you. They don't even have to be beneficial to you. If you don't want it to be beneficial, it can be whatever you want, baby.
Because here's the problem.
Tell me.
You give me a D12 to roll as a specialized asset.
Yeah.
For some reason, the only thing coming to my mind is a grappling hook.
Oh, I love that so much.
So I mean, I don't know what I'm thinking, because like rarely do I ever actually have some kind of grasp on that. But like, I can tell you right now, everything's coming up grappling hook.
Okay, great. Your D12 is a grappling hook. All right.
I have a feeling there's like a cat burglar situation happening here.
I'm not. Markus isn't even going to take a D8 and D4. Forget it. I only want
just grappling hook.
Just in on this.
Grappling hook forever.
The D8 is actually a grappling hook extender.
It's a second grappling hook.
Extra accessories.
Another grappling hook.
Just diminishing returns. Like the 4 one's not a good grappling hook. It was my first one. It was the one my grandpa gave to me, so I'm super sentimental about it.
I feel like I should keep it because it's been in the family for so long.
I want to take it to Goodwill, and then like the lines.
They might not even accept it, honestly. Yeah. You know, what if they're all full up on grappling hooks?
Yeah, I don't want my exactly. That's just such a waste of time.
That's terrible.
Just keep your grappling hooks safe, everybody.
You heard it here first, folks. Jeff, talk me through what's happening. Because this right now, riveting TV.
Well, the grappling hook inspired me to.
You are also taking grappling hook.
No. Well, no. I mean, I'm not taking a grappling hook, but it inspired me to start thinking along the lines of like somebody who is likely to pull off a heist.
Okay.
And like, what are the secondary kind of tools and skills that I would want in somebody who is like only marginally good at that, but aspires to be better.
Okay.
Right? So that's where I am right now. I think with physical and social, this is probably an opportunity. Those being my highest, this is probably an opportunity for me to really like become that like person who dresses in the tux at the party, but then like slips out the back to like climb up the wall outside and meet my partner so that we can do crimes. I guess
do crimes. You're Michael Weston.
Sure. Yeah.
We just finished binge watching Burn Notice again. So this feels right.
That's Bruce Campbell, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was not Michael Weston. He was Sam Axe.
He was the. I haven't seen that show in forever. I just remember like Bruce Campbell's on a new TV show. Better watch that. Thank you, USA Network.
Yep.
He was
characters welcome.
So delightful in that show.
That must be a great part to just get to. This is a tangent, but that must be a great part to just get where it's like, yeah, go to Florida for a couple of weeks, film at like these beautiful restaurants, these beautiful beachside things, and then come back to Oregon and ride your horses.
Yeah,
like, that sounds fine. That's no complaints there. Bruce Campbell, if you want to like go to the beach sometime, let me know. Hit me up. Yeah. I know you're watching Sarah's Table. So
obviously you're watching. Yeah. Don't be shy anymore. You can let us know that you're watching.
It's time.
It's time. Bruce Campbell, your character, always welcome here on Sarah's Table.
So it seems like we are kind of specializing into this kind of interesting, potentially heist world. So I'm thinking, if I may speculate on my D8.
Yeah.
I am thinking some kind of disguise kit.
Ooh.
So
I love that.
I want to have like, I'm trying to think of the best way to keep an entire theater department's costumes in some kind of small condensed.
This is very bag. Mission Impossible. Like, do you have the briefcase where you can like print faces?
Ooh, actually, you know what? I do have the Mission Impossible brief. It says here, actually, in the game, I have the Mission Impossible briefcase.
Yeah, that one's free. Amazing. I think you just get that.
Yeah, we just get that.
On page 14, it says everyone gets a Mission Impossible briefcase.
What if it's like magical face putty?
Dun, 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 dun.
Back to the Scooby-Doo. So what if it's like a magical face putty that I can kind of like warm with my hands and rub on my face and it just becomes appearances? But that's magic. That means I didn't take magic. Dang it. Okay. Then it's a science-based magic.
It can be a magic item that you just can't like create new magical effects with.
Right. Oh, it would also it would like always work the same. It would always work as that.
It only does one thing, and it's that.
And it's disguise you. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'm for that.
I love that.
Magic Impossible, Mission Impossible, Spy.
Magic Impossible. Yes.
Magic Impossible. Oh.
I took my
Jeff,
D10.
You've been wanting to do a short film again. I'm just saying we could do Magic Impossible.
Yeah. The wheels are turning. My D10 is, I decided to take my D10 in hand-to-hand combat because that's not something that any of my characters ever would do. So this is the time to do something weird.
So slapping some fools, D10.
Yes. And I'm taking a magic domain.
Okay.
I'm taking a magical domain. I'm taking shadow magic, which is on the list of domains.
It sure is.
I don't know exactly. I'm sure we'll get into how magic works in the Vanishing Lands at some point. We'll have to.
It's gonna happen.
But for now, we just know that the purview of shadow magic is darkness and concealment and obscuration and that kind of stuff. So that's my intention with that.
In our playbook here, it says that common magical effects in this domain are cloak, ambush, stalk, and infiltrate. Ooh. And I have to tell you that it warms my heart that both of you are very clearly creating rogues.
Well, until you see my D4, which is just a pager that goes off every 2 minutes.
Constant pager.
Yeah, like it's that.
You're also a surgeon.
You moonlight as a jewel.
It's like, oh gosh, I got to get out of here.
I'm so sorry. I got to go. Grappling hooks. That's also how you perform the surgery, though, with the grappling hook.
And if the surgery goes bad, I just put the face on.
And
someone else.
Grappling hook out.
So this is just you avoiding malpractice suits, is what I'm hearing.
Responsibility. It's avoiding responsibility.
Okay.
Let's be clear. Let's call it what it is.
Right.
It's avoiding responsibility.
Great. So you have picked your 3, right? You did a D12, a D8, and a D4.
Yes, my D4 is going to be an energy drink.
Great.
I figure that could go wrong or good, and I'm just excited to see how.
Yeah. Probably both.
Yeah.
I would say. Jeff, I feel like you have another D6, perhaps?
Yeah, I still have
I'm sorry, which shadow, your shadow domain?
The shadow magic is a D6.
D6. And your D10 is slapping folk.
Hand to hand, yes. Hand to hand slapping folk. My other D6 is small talk.
Okay.
Because personally, I'm terrible at it, but I feel like this is a useful thing for my character to be able to do. So
and they're already pretty good at social. So makes sense that would be a skill that they have.
Slightly above average.
That's pretty good.
And and my D4 asset is going to be a pocket knife because you never know.
You never know. It's true. All right. I'm going to do a quick, this is how you would tax your asset. If you have an asset at a D12, you have available to you your D12, 10, 8, 6, and 4 on that asset. And when you're going to use it, you can pick which die type that you want to tax it at, and you mark that one off. So if this is a thing that you, even if you're super good at it, if you think that you only need a tiny little push extra to help you with your success, you can choose to tax it at a D4. And then you would roll your D4 to add to your total. Get a little bit more into that later. But then you still have access to that asset, but you cannot tax it at a D4 again. So, so then like if you're looking at, if you're at a D6, then you have access to a D6 and a D4. But you can always use it to add a +1 instead of taxing it. So it's never an asset that is useless to you. Like you just don't get to like add the heroic boost essentially. So like you can still use your grappling hook. You can use it on every check if you want, which I assume you will
now
because it seems like that's important. So if you want to use it, you can tax it. You have that many opportunities, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4. You have 5 opportunities to tax it. But that also, if you're not going to tax it, just keep using it and add a +1. All right. So your finishing touches. Go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
That's mostly useful. Taxing assets is mostly useful if margin of success is important, like if you're in a fight and your damage is based on margin of success. So that's kind of an easy way to increase the margin of success quickly. Or if you're like terrible at something that you want to try and do, you might need it to try and just get you over the hump.
Help! So your step 4 is your finishing touches. We're on the last step, friends. It's very easy. Name your character. Add any details that make them unique. In the book, the options like examples are, do they wear a distinctive bit of clothing? Do they have an interesting hair color? Do they carry a tragically powerful grief in their heart? Note these. Note the tragically powerful grief you have or not have.
I'm going to write down that I don't have a tragically powerful grief.
I am great. Clear. I feel delightful.
Fine.
I feel fine. How do you feel? Do you feel fine, everybody at home? You feel good? Tell me about the tragically powerful grief that you have in your heart.
I feel like you're making fun of my writing now.
I'm not. I love it.
I can't help but think that you've locked in on something here.
No, I just it's a lovely little bit. Okay, good. It's like the real question, right? What do you look like? What's your jacket like? Did your entire family die in a tragic fire?
Yeah. Got to get to the heart of it.
I'm just asking.
I wear a nice bolo tie with a cactus on the end of it. My family died in a huge fire. We've been around since. I'm trying to.
I really love citrus. The end. That's my character.
I think I am going to take the tragic backstory.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's a little something as you're thinking of your backstory. When the lands that you were in vanished to this new realm, you don't necessarily have had to have lived in that world originally. Like you could have been visiting it from a different place, or you could have been like, it sounds like y'all are a little shady. No judgment. You could have been there like to burgle something. You could have been there on some sort of heisty job and not necessarily have lived there.
Well, I was thinking a lot about, I don't know how much we're supposed to talk about like character stuff now.
Tell me all the things.
I'm really thinking that this, you know, looking at the grappling hook and looking at the spy kit magical face thing, I'm really thinking that this guy's tragic story is that he wanted to be an actor and just lacked the charisma.
Yes.
Like lacked the social ability to really get out there and promote themselves.
Marcus is making Sophie Devereaux from Leverage.
Sure.
Again, characters welcome. USA, get us some money.
Yeah, man.
Welcome.
Get us some money, please.
Sophie would
We're nothing
talk
without
you
our
right out of your
touchdowns.
money. Like you're this is clearly your job now, Marcus.
Yeah, well, there we go.
Get us a USA sponsorship. Stat. Yeah, love that. Do you have a name? Do either of you have a name for your characters yet?
I am thinking, so I'm going to let you go first, Jeff.
Tell me that.
Yeah. My character's name is Slim Fishman. That's Fischmann.
Okay.
Nobody's really clear about whether or not Slim is his real first name, but he's never introduced himself as anything else.
Great.
So who knows? He has salt and pepper hair, though he looks a little young for that.
Okay.
So maybe he's older than you think he is, or maybe he just has that hair thing that Steve Martin has. Who knows?
Sure.
And he has a barley allergy. I don't know if that'll be a problem here because we don't even know if this place has barley. But
well, I'm
what
sure
he's
that
about.
if you give me that kind of gift as a GM, that
He has a
nothing
barley
will come
allergy.
from it. Making a note.
Slim Fishman,
Slim Fishman.
12-8-12, hand to hand. Knock, knock.
Knock, knock.
Also, real fast, I think we should be clear that in the Vanish, because we didn't really talk about this, but the Vanishing Lands are like a collection. It's a single plane of existence where other places have come, and it's not like an entire world moving here. It's like it could just be a city or an entire region or a continent. The Vanishing Lands, the like planar construct is just an infinite sea, and these things pop in basically as islands or onto an existing continent. So you always hear the stories of places like Atlantis or Brigadoon or the Roanoke colony. Where'd they go? They probably went to the Vanishing Lands. This is where they could be. And this is where all the lands that has happened to across all the parts of the multiverse have ended up. And sometimes they pop back.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows if that'll ever happen?
And it doesn't even have to be the entire city. Could be like half of it could disappear.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
So
That's really
yeah,
cool.
right. It's good. Marcus, who are you? Who's your name? What?
Well, this ties into his tragic backstory.
Okay.
People have told him his entire life, with a name like this, you got to be an actor. You
Destined to
gotta
be a
an
star.
actor.
Yes.
Dole Dynamite.
Oh, so good.
Birth name Dynamite. That's his family's name. Came from the Dynamite Grappling Hook dynasty.
Perfect.
It's a family name.
It's a family name.
Basically, if you could Dole like the pineapple, yeah.
Oh, great.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to make sure I was writing it correctly.
Yeah.
I was. Dole Dynamite.
And were you natives to the city that vanished?
I think there's a very slim possibility that
See what
Slim
you did there.
Fishman is from anywhere. Like, I don't even know that he knows where he's from.
Great. It's a
He's
vagabond,
probably-
if you will.
Yeah, he's very transient.
Parts unknown. I like that.
Mhm.
So I would say Dole is Dole's definitely from this town.
Okay.
Definitely from this place.
And do the two of you know each other?
What are you feeling, Jeff?
I think that we've at least met. I think in the line of work that we appear to be in, our paths would have
Grappling
crossed.
hooks.
If we, I'm sure I needed a guy, right? So I think that it stands to reason that that we would at least know of each other, even if we hadn't actually worked together.
Great.
I agree.
So let's talk about your town. Slim, I know it's not really your town, but perhaps
Every town I'm in is my town.
There you go. You take the ownership of it. Was there magic in your town before it came to the Vanishing Lands?
I don't have a strong feeling about this. Do you?
No, not particularly.
I'm kind of leaning toward then there not having been magic here.
Okay.
I think that's a more interesting development.
Especially because,
and
because Slim is now able to do magic.
Yeah.
That would be surprising and concerning, I would imagine.
And amazing.
I said it wrong. My apologies.
You just missed that one.
I missed it.
The rest of them.
It's there. And what level of technology were we at in this original place?
Well, when it comes to grappling hooks, we were pretty advanced.
Great.
So like our grappling hook tech has been the Dole Dynamite grappling hook dynasty has been
a long line of Dole Dynamite.
This whole civilization is based on grappling hooks. No,
sure, yeah. Everything is built out of grappling hooks, as a matter of fact. It's called.
Just don't lean on any walls.
Grappling hookia. It's rough. This world was written by Matt Groening, and
Yes.
But like, are we like future tech, cyberpunk?
I think current modern tech sounds interesting. Going from current modern tech to magic, and then kind of, energy drinks and such.
Sure.
Yeah.
So like normal, like what we would experience now. We have grappling hooks now, for sure.
And energy drinks.
And energy
We
drinks.
do.
And
both of those
small
things.
talk.
No, none of that. That we don't have.
Stop that.
All right.
that sounds
So like current technology. And double checking, is this like Earth realm? Are there weird animals and or alien races just with the same level of technology?
I kind of like the idea that this is like we were in downtown Tulsa and poof, now we're in this new land. And now there are like weird creatures and magic and stuff.
Okay.
From outside. Yeah.
I like that.
Is it, out of curiosity, is it actually downtown Tulsa? Is that where you were?
I don't know anything about Tulsa, so I don't. I would hesitate. Like, if you pressed me to guess any of their landmarks, I couldn't.
I see. Good.
So maybe, as long as that's not important to us.
I mean, we could put it in Chicago.
Just going to drop a link to top 10 things to do in Tulsa. Top 10 things to do in T-Town.
Do they,
according to the website.
Do they
Is
call
number
it
one
T-Town?
call it T-Town?
Yes, the actual headline of the article did refer to it as T-Town.
Oh,
Wow.
No. I hate that.
Thank
Do
you
you
for all
think-
the viewers watching in T-Town.
Do you think,
Yep.
if you live in Tulsa, I need to know, do you like actually call it T-Town? Or is this just like somebody had to write an article?
Same thing. If you live in a Buffalo Wild Wings, do they really call it B-dubs?
B-dubs.
Let me know. Let us know in chat if you live in a Wild Wings or Tulsa.
I don't
Let us
know.
Those are the two.
Is it the same place? Is B-dubs like some sort of mini Tulsa?
Well, B-dubs got like Vanishing Landsed into Tulsa.
It was
So
a
now there's just a
merger
B- yeah.
situation.
Got it.
T-Town B-dubs.
Oh no.
Yeah, well, it's
Okay.
like they put like a wing stop in a Pizza Hut or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Sure. Combination
Yeah,
Taco
you
Bell
can't
and Pizza
stop it.
Hut.
All we can do is celebrate it,
But it's just Starbucks in the Starbucks bathroom. I got it.
Mhm. Just in case.
All right. Just making a note.
What was the
that it
question?
is Downtown T-Town is what I'm understanding.
Great.
Down.
And then it is
This will be our fictionalized version of Tulsa.
of Tulsa.
I
Yeah,
love the rolling waterfalls of Tulsa on every street corner.
every street corner. And obviously it's
Streets
like
are paved with gold.
sort of like a Venice situation where you get everywhere on boat.
No water. It's just boats.
No, boats with wheels. This is normal. I don't know why they sound like they're on zip lines.
Well, they're electric boats because Tulsa's very hilly. We know
Super
Tulsa's
hilly.
a very known for its hills.
No.
Classically, yeah.
Mountainous
Yeah.
region.
hmm
We're doing great. We've never been to Oklahoma. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Here's another question. Where this split, where downtown T-Town split and went away, did you leave anyone behind of importance? Did they like not get vanished with the rest of you?
Yes.
All right.
Would you like to talk more about that, or is it-
No, thank you. That sounds not
That sounds
interesting.
great.
Yeah, please tell me who did Slim leave behind?
I think Slim is he's in the early stages of planning his legacy.
Okay.
You know, how will I be remembered?
Mhm.
And I think he took a ward, and he was imparting the wisdom of his lifetime of shenanigans,
Mhm.
and that person was on the other side.
Okay. Does this person have a name?
Undoubtedly, yes. Lana
Lana.
Ooh.
Sherman. Lana Sherman.
Mhm. Lana.
Yeah,
Lots of extra letters in her name.
yeah.
Okay.
Lana Sherman.
Got it.
I just had to keep making noise until a syllable came
Until
out.
something came out.
Yep.
Yeah. Welcome to our process. This is how we do things here.
This is how everything in my life.
I'm like rapidly scrambling to find. I have a document where I just write in any NPC names or any potential character names that I think of off the top of my head.
Perfect.
Mhm.
I'm trying to find it to pull this so I can come up with one. So it's not like Elvira Buttercream.
Well, it's that now. And what is Elvira to you, Marcus?
Well, Elvira Buttercream runs the Buttercream factory of the
Buttercream Silk Factory.
the Buttercream gun dynasty.
Yeah.
The Buttercream. No, so I don't actually. I think Dole is leaving. Dole doesn't have friends. I think is safe to say. The biggest problem with Dole, in my opinion, not Dole's.
Okay.
Dole kind of has that exact look you want from an actor, but just cannot, no personality, no personableness. Just really not charismatic. Like,
Let me tell you
charismatic.
that I went to school for theater and I met a lot of those. Where I was like,
You will.
man, you look great. Oh no, you're talking.
Unfortunately, that seems to be like a lot of people's real weakness. It's like, oh yeah, this is good. I like it until you opened your mouth and said,
Mhm.
really anything,
You're
anything.
really much better in print.
Hey, big fan. Shame about all the things that you said.
Okay, so didn't leave anybody behind. What was any possession left behind? Something important that was in part of the city that
yes.
did not make it.
Yes, actually.
Great.
The prototype to a D20 grappling hook.
Like the ultimate grappling hook.
The grappling. So years ago, all of the light bulb manufacturers got together to make sure that the light bulbs burnt out at the same time. They find each other because they were not able to, or if they were to make their light bulbs last longer. The Dynamite family does that with grappling hooks. We made an immortal grappling hook And we cannot let like basically the leader of the family, me, is in charge to carrying this with a suitcase. I let it down at the buttercream store.
Why did you do that? Just put it down?
There was a lot of buttercream.
Sure. Which
And,
is a priority for Dole, apparently.
Yeah. There's a birthday party coming up. You don't know about Dole's calendar.
I clearly do not.
We haven't gotten to that part yet.
Yeah, that's weird. The next section is what is Dole's calendar?
Well, then.
Page 18. Yeah. Okay, cool. So you left behind like what would be your legacy. Correct.
This is what my great grandfathers have been
both
working
left
on.
Behind what would be your legacy. It's just that one of them was a person and one of them was
better than a person, a grappling hook.
Better than a person.
Yeah.
Well, to the Doles or to the dynasty. Dynamite.
To the dynasties.
I also like the idea that maybe Slim and Lana were at the split point.
Oh,
and like he was handing her something at the time, so he only has half of it left. Yeah. Yep. I think it's like
so cool.
Like a pocket watch that he's carried for a long time, but all he's got left is the chain now. Like half the chain. And he still keeps it tucked into his pocket.
Well, if you had the chain, just the chain part, then you would have the part that like hooks onto your loop.
Yeah, exactly right. That's all he's got. The other end, it just terminates at like half a link, which has since fallen off. So a full link, I suppose.
Full link.
Yeah. Full link.
Good. All right. Is there anything else about your world in the before times that we would like to establish? Here's a good question. Like, did the mayor come with?
Oh.
And if so, are they like still trying to mayor? Did they make the trend like, or was there like a transition of power when you were in this new place?
I think Tulsa Mayor John Mayer is going to be taking over the duty. No, I have no idea. I do like the idea of a mayor trying to grasp some kind of power in this new world, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's really interesting. Like somebody who is like a local politician who is power hungry enough to see this as an opportunity to expand their influence to parts. Because if you think about it, in our world, like basically everything's spoken for. Right. But now here's wildlands outside.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is probably ours now, right? We could just go have it.
Absolutely would happen. Yeah.
I am also in charge of that.
That thing, that's mine too. And that one over there. This is all mine.
Let me tie a blanket to this stick. It's mine now.
King Mayor.
Do you have a flag?
God King Mayor.
God King. God King. Great. All right. Any last bits on Tulsa? The fictional land of Tulsa.
Aside from the fact that it is the home of the first and second largest grappling hook manufacturers in the country.
Obviously.
In the world.
Well, now.
First and second. That's great.
Yeah, we built two. One was not so good.
Here's just a great question. I don't know if Tulsa has a sports team, but I'm going to say for the sake of argument that they do have some sort of professional sports. Was that team away or were they hosting somebody? Do we have two, only two left sports teams?
I like the idea that the away team that was here was actually on the side of the field that was taken. So our new away team. Yeah, our new home team is the away team.
Their hotel is in this part of town. Yeah.
All right.
Love it.
Great. What kind of sports team is it? Football, baseball, hockey, soccer?
I like it being something kind of weird.
Highlight.
Highlight. I was going to say highlight.
Highlight. Yeah.
The highlight championship.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And where are they from originally?
Ooh.
Because they're not from Tulsa.
I think it would have to be somewhere south, right? Like, highlight is not a very northern type of sport.
Doesn't matter.
Sure.
They could be They could be from like, it could have been like an overseas exhibition.
They're
game.
from Australia.
Oh, Australia.
Love it.
For the Oklahoma's great High World Championships. This is the day before, so they're all prepared. They were all in their hotel.
It was the finals.
Yeah, but this is the big one. It was regionals.
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
It was regionals.
Hemispherical finals.
This is important. Great. So you got just like a random pile of Australians.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you'll do anything with that, Sarah.
I'm sure nothing. I didn't make a note at all, as a matter of fact.
This is all just passive chat.
This is just nothing to do with it. Great. Also, how long have you been here?
In Tulsa or in the new
in the new realm, in the Vanishing Lands realm?
Ooh.
Because like you don't have a grid to hook into.
Mm-hmm.
So like you wouldn't have electricity or plumbing, but maybe you would have if you've been here for like 6 months. Perhaps the mayor, his big play was to like try to get all that stuff going. Or is this like a week in? And so
I like the thought that maybe we're somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
Like we had enough experts in things come with us that like, the principles of plumbing just work, right? We can figure that out pretty quickly. That's going to work.
Right.
But like some of the other stuff, maybe we're still trying to work our way through. Perhaps there's a team of local electromancers who are now trying to figure out a way to
like make cell phones work.
Magical. Yeah.
Yes.
Harness the magic field to turn that into some sort of usable power and for communication and such. Okay.
So I'm going to say for the sake of argument, then you guys have been here for about 3 months.
Does that seem
good? Like
yes.
You have figured out that some things need to be a little bit more primitive. You're probably not using you haven't figured out a way to like make washing machines happen, but you have figured out how to make detergent and you can just like wash your clothes by hand. So that's all like stuff that can happen. You figured out how to like do the basic hygiene and do like probably a decent amount of medical stuff. There are enough doctors that can do it sort of a little bit more primitively. We're probably not doing any kind of fancy plastic surgery or anything of that nature. Probably. I don't know. Maybe somebody has plastic surgery magic. I don't really know. Just going to change my character real quick to be a plastic surgery magic.
Well, I technically do have a magic thing that can change my face. So
it says right here. I wrote it down.
I did.
It says I can. Great. All right. I am going to say also that the mayor of Tulsa has decided he's not going to call it Tulsa anymore because you were in a new place and this is a new land and a new start. And he did the dumb thing where he said, I am going to let the populace decide what the name of this town is. And for the purposes of this exercise, you two represent the populace. So please tell me what the name of your settlement is here in the Vanishing Lands.
Ooh.
This is a big responsibility.
Very big responsibility.
I would say there's some kind
Bodie
of
McBoatface.
I would say that definitely Dole was trying to get the surviving members of the town to kind of come behind Flukesville, because flukes are what the little things that hook on the end of grappling hooks are called, the claws.
Sure.
They were called flukes back in the day. So,
but also it was kind of a fluke that you ended up here.
Flukesville.
Yeah. Serendipity.
Whether the people got behind the less than charismatic Dole, that's another thing.
I think that there was a big argument because people kind of liked Flukesville. So maybe but like it didn't quite fit. So I think that maybe the compromise is that we landed on Flukeston. Like
Flukeston.
Yeah.
Flukeston.
So like,
Okay.
I don't want Ville, but I'll take town. Well, I don't want town. How about ton? Okay. Yes.
Flukeston.
It's a deal.
I love it. I love it.
And what?
Especially because it's such a hard thing to say.
It's very hard to say. And what is the percentage of the Tulsa metropolitan area that came with you?
A lot.
A lot. Like 80%?
Let's see how big that population of Tulsa is.
Yeah. If it's roughly the size I'm thinking it is, 80% is probably a reasonable number of people to come with us.
Yeah, that'll do. So it looks like 400,000 people live in Tulsa as of 2020.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that.
That's the 100%?
That's 100%.
Okay.
Great. All right. Cool. I'm going to, unless there is anything else that you would like to share about Flukeston now.
Lord.
And your delightful characters, Slim and Dole, who will definitely not be getting up into any shenanigans because they're very serious and great at everything they try to do.
Obviously.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Mm-mm.
No. All right. Well, then I'm going to say we're going to take our bio break here. We talked about B-dubs, so get yourself some chicken wings, and maybe like some sort of fruity blended drink, I'm going to say, and play some highlight on your break, and then come right back here and we'll have some more shenanigans. Okay, bye. We'll be back. Yay. Welcome back. I don't know why I'm saluting, but I am. How was your break? Did you all have a good break? I had a good break. I made microwave popcorn. It was important. How did y'all enjoy your break?
I was almost assassinated by a grape, but I managed to come through all right.
Mm-hmm.
No comment,
Good.
no comment, no comments.
No follow-ups. Thank you.
You made a grape escape.
No, he said no follow-ups. Punches. I don't even have to come up with any creatures because Slim and Dole are just going to punch each other now.
Yeah. It's a grape shame. My break was great. Thank you for asking. We're good.
Okay, cool. All right, here we go. So, the two of you, your skills have been noticed by a subset of people in Fluxton. You are very good at procuring things that don't necessarily want to be procured. And you've also noticed that there is a decent amount of weird, like flora and fauna that you've had to deal with on the outskirts of Fluxton. They're pretty good. Like the town is pretty good at clearing it out so that when you get into the middle of the city, you're not really dealing with anything. It actually, aside from the electricity level, feels pretty much like it did beforehand. Like it's, moves on as it was. But like the further you get towards the outside of town, the outskirts, it's just a little bit weirder. For example, just outside of town, you can see the Voiceless Mountains. Not a sight that you are used to seeing in Oklahoma. Not a lot of mountains. And someone came to you. They have a lot of money. Not only do they have a lot of like pre-move money, right? But they also have been very savvy at being able to sort of gather the new things that count as money, sort of like the extra goods and services. This is a person that immediately went out and like stocked up on toilet paper. They just like found all that stuff and like cleaning supplies and things that they knew were going to really start disappearing because once you consume them, they're gone. So they just started just near a convenience store, and so they have like a bunch of extra shampoo. Just just all those things, just in case. And so, they offer you a job, and when they offer it, the compensation is strikingly high. Like they have put together a package of like a bunch of toiletries and a bunch of house cleaning supplies and money. And they just keep like putting a bunch of extra stuff in there. For what they say is a very simple job. They have it on good authority that there is a deposit of a magical kind of ore in the Voiceless Mountains. And this is the magical ore that that the electromancers are using to sort of focus and try to get like a communication system going. So
sorry, essentially what you're saying is there is gold in them there hills?
There is gold, magic gold in them there hills.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And like they heavily imply that, like, I don't know, if maybe not all of it makes it back, like, no one's going to know how much
they'll still have more than they
they'll
have
still
now.
have more than, probably more than
Exactly.
enough, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's just, just up in the mountains. So we'd love for you to be paid handsomely for it.
So Slim is, I'm thinking of him as naturally skeptical here.
Yeah.
He has slightly above average charisma for conversations, but he has slightly below average intelligence for thinking about things.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to decide how much of the, boy, this seems like a lot of reward for what you're saying is an easy job would even occur to him.
Okay.
Maybe it doesn't. Like,
Yeah.
he might be in that, like, that thing that Clark Gable did after Carol Lombard passed. Like, maybe he's just
gonna
like,
go
he's
do some
giving up.
dangerous stuff and it's fine.
Yeah. Is that a weird reference? It feels like a really weird reference.
Yeah, no, it kind of made sense. It made sense to me. I get that.
Good. Okay.
I was gonna
Great.
say not to me, but we're married, babe. So
Right. This is not the first time I've made that connection.
no.
Like, who among the audience has not read Clark Gable's Gable in his own words?
Right.
Come on.
I had to look up Clark Gable's actual book. That was not off the top of my head. I'm so sorry, everyone. I've deceived you.
Clearly, Marcus has not read Gable.
It will not happen again. I swear. You will not hear from me again until I read the entire book.
Give me one
great.
moment. I have read it. It was wonderful.
That's great. He talked about Carol Lombard.
And that was it.
Mhm.
No one read it to double check. No fact.
They were his own words, though. I don't think Slim is gonna. He is below average intelligent. Like, he's okay. It's a good
Great.
deal. And you know what? If there is danger, what am I gonna?
Gift basket.
What if I got to lose?
Just a sweet gift basket. It's the only thing you have to lose.
Sweet. Yeah, and I don't really have that. I guess we do have that now. That was like a signing bonus, right?
Well, no, that's your payment.
Oh, well, I don't even have it yet. It's for the best. I don't need to be trudging a gift basket through the mountains. Like, come on. How do you hold it? It's nonsense. Slim's in.
Slim is in.
What about Dole? How's Dole feeling about this proposition?
So, I'm imagining that we're in some kind of office space or something where someone's presenting us this information. So Dole is sitting there on the couch with what appears to be a cigarette in his mouth.
Uh-huh. What is it really?
It's a piece of candy.
Great.
It's a cigarette candy.
Okay.
They
good.
used to get in the trucks, the ice cream trucks.
That makes the little puff when you.
Yeah,
So it's just
real,
powder.
It's real good for your lungs, I bet.
Super good.
But better than regular. What doesn't matter.
Okay.
So he's sitting there, hair's like very much like. I want to kind of paint this picture of
Please.
The reason why Dole Dynamite, not only because of his name, tried to get into acting, was because he looks like a James Bond type.
Mm.
Like he's like maybe 34, very handsome. Just really, really good. So he's sitting over here chewing on that candy cigarette and just looks over and this kind of look in his eye that if you knew Dole, you knew that it was pure, unadulterated social anxiety.
Great.
But Dole is so tense that he was able to only just move his head a little bit and it looks like a cool nod. But honestly, if you were to look, he is just honestly tensing all muscles at all times. He's having a rough time at it. So
He stands
Dole,
up and takes the arm of the chair with him.
Exactly.
So
I love that.
he's in ish.
He is in. So when the moment people like not, oh, he's in, looks away, Dole like accidentally knocks over like a vase of water that had a flower in it. And it's just,
Sure, yeah.
He doesn't pick it up though. Just doesn't pick it up.
So it just looks like like a cat. You just
Yeah.
just pushed it over. I'm in.
Yeah, just nervous. Oh,
Whoops. Great. So, you're given a hand-drawn map. Can't map quest this puppy anymore. But you're given like a pretty detailed map of where you're going, the mountain range. It's up near the top. And like there's enough, you're heading up, they're able to outfit you with like, there's still like sports goods stores. So like you are given proper outdoor gear. You're not like go into the mountains. Here is a cloak and some hardtack.
The Tulsa REI came with us.
Yeah, absolutely. So you are able to make it, you have proper clothing and everything to survive comfortably up there.
Is this like a cold weather gear situation?
It should be. It is up to you whether or not you take it.
Well,
you're heading to the top of the mountains.
If we can see the mountains and if they look like they have snow on them,
they do indeed have snow on them.
Great. Then, yeah.
Winter where it is.
Okay. All right. So, you have a detailed sketch, painted even, so that you have the right color and everything of what the ore looks like. This is not ore that you just see all the time. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys have seen like bismuth, pictures of bismuth. It's that sort of like weirdy crystal, shimmery oil spill kind of colors. That is the kind of thing. It looks very much like that. And you're told that it also sort of pulses with light a little bit.
Oh, like internally?
Yeah.
Cool.
It like is its own light source, very faintly, but.
May I posit a recommendation that we each add cold weather clothing as an asset? As an asset.
I'm going to say it's a D6 asset. It's pretty nice. It's a D100 asset.
Wow. Everything is going to be clothing based.
I hide in my clothes.
Fashion World. I'm going to do Fashion World. I'm going to show up for your game test at Gen Con and I'm like, I want Fashion World.
I would like fashion only, please.
Oh no, Marcus, it looks like your schedule filled back up. It was great to see you.
I would love it if... Okay, I have this great idea now that I want to run for Marcus, where it's like Milan Fashion Week, and the models are the ones that got transported with like all of Fashion Week.
Only ones
went to the Vanishing Lands, and it's just like a bunch of supermodels.
Let's do this.
And designers.
Fashion Weeklandia. I love that. That would be wild.
Glam Sylvania.
Oh, yes.
I don't know why vampires are involved now, but I'm on board.
Somebody got there and was like, oh, guess I'm a vampire in this realm.
Hey guys, fashion vampires. You got to watch out for them. They're everywhere these days.
They're so good.
Very stylish. They're just so cool.
It's easy to pick them out because they're so beautiful.
And they rarely wear sundresses.
No.
That's actually the one thing you don't know about vampires. Day or night, they actually all, if you read Anne Rice's books, she specifies they do not like sundresses.
Don't like
look at conceptually, yeah.
Just
I'm offended by the concept of a sundress. How dare you?
I can't have it.
According to Anne Rice, all vampires hate sundresses and fan fiction.
Which is weird because they have so much time that they probably all have written fan fiction.
Exactly.
Just saying.
Familiarity breeds contempt.
Anyway, are you guys gonna go get the ore? Or
well, yeah.
It's a pretty good idea. Yeah.
I'm,
you know what?
I'm all
you don't have
kitted up in
to.
my
I
cold
want to
weather
run
stuff.
the game that you want to play. So if the two of you are just like hanging out talking about vampires.
Would it be cool if we came into a vampire world? Yeah. The whole thing is just us like, would it be better if the world that we came to actually was cool?
This is I think
world
this
kinda
is just
sucks.
a conversation that we're having on the way there.
Oh, on your way up.
Yeah, we've been walking this whole time.
Tell me more about Carol Lombard.
I think actually, weirdly, I think that's very interesting because you came from a world where you could watch movies and now you cannot. So like, how have you replaced that entertainment? Tell me now. Go. I'm just kidding.
Put out a box and put like 2 mice inside and just see if they like have a party.
See if they
See if they have a
reenact.
party.
Yeah, see if they just like
Clark
chill
Gable
out. I don't
movies.
know. Yeah.
I've been training them for 3 months.
I've been trying to watch Mouse Party for a month. I won't do it.
I've been teaching them how to do Cat in a Hot Tin Roof.
Come
It's
on.
going okay.
I could have sworn one of them yelled Stella the other day. I was like, wrong play, but I'm going to take it.
I shouldn't have left my Tennessee Williams stacks out.
Ugh.
Like that, they got into him.
Yeah, it's a problem. Anyway, so you're
We're getting the ore.
halfway up the mountain. I'm going to say you're
We
halfway up the
made it.
mountain.
Yeah.
Halfway up.
Trudging.
That was a
Trudging.
long way. Yeah.
And there are around you tiny little like floating balls of light.
Oh.
And they are getting closer, and you notice that they sort of
Oh.
start like what you feel like is a strategic surrounding
Hmm.
Oh.
of you.
I don't know. What's going on here?
Yeah, this isn't great. I don't think these are supposed to be here.
No, like if these were anything like bugs or something, I'd be just as scared. So I'm assuming the basic premise of things surrounding me is probably not good.
I'm making a note, dull, afraid of bugs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And of being surrounded.
And of being surrounded.
Yeah, you
And
can
of
mark
being.
me down that one.
And of being. I'm afeared of the lights.
Am I like? I mean, we feel like we're being surrounded by these things, but
Absolutely.
are we threatened? Like, do I feel threatened by it?
That's up to you. How do you feel? Slim?
They haven't done anything aggressive yet, right? They're
They
just
haven't
being
just-
lights.
Just surrounded you.
Can we tell that they are just like a little bit of light, or is there like a thing there
Ooh, yeah.
that is glowing? You know what I mean?
Upon closer inspection, looks like a little creature of some kind.
Oh. Well, hello there.
Are you reaching
Try to
out?
touch it. Yeah.
Okay.
I've never seen one of these.
All right. Well, let's.
Anything that glows can't be that bad. Absolutely not.
Oh no.
So I'm going to say we're initiating combat.
Oh.
Let me
The
get my
way-
grappling hook.
So the way that we decide who goes first in this, there's not really an initiative thing, but you decide what you're going to be doing. And then you are going to roll your physical, mental, or social attribute, whichever one that you want to do. And if you roll under, which is a success, you will go before the enemy. And if you roll over, that is a failure, and you will go after the enemy. So before we make this happen, let's determine what each of you would like to do. I'm going to say when you start to reach out, the light changes from like this very sweet, soft, purpley blue to like a very angry, reddy orange. And they like rush you. So you know that it's going to be aggressive.
All right. Well, Slim's default position, like the thing that he's good at is fighting with his hands. So he was already kind of reaching out. I think his is going to be a physical response.
Gonna slap it. Okay, so are you
Yeah,
taxing?
something.
So you just roll your physical attribute, right? You don't have to actually roll the.
You can choose to tax an asset when you're rolling for turn order, but you
That
probably
seems-
don't
yeah.
want to. Yeah.
Okay, so you'll be rolling your physical. You'll
Mhm.
roll your d20 and remind us what your physical score is. A
My
12.
physical score is 12. I'm trying to roll equal to or under.
Okay.
And I rolled a 4.
Okay, so you will go before the enemy.
Before.
And Dole, what is your instinct to do here?
Dole is going to use his mental prowess.
Okay.
To try to get the situation under control. Under condole. That's not even a good pun. I'm so sorry. Please, Peter, find me for that one.
Yeah.
Can I? Okay. So then I'm mentally going to go mental.
Okay.
Then I take that's the D20.
Roll your D20. What is your mental score?
16.
So you are looking to roll equal to 16 or below.
Okay.
And that would be considered a success.
The odds are very good.
That is a 3.
Okay. So you both go before the enemy.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Dole and Slim back to back.
Duking it out with the lights.
You get to decide who goes first between the two of you.
Dole, if you have something specific in mind that you want to do to try and bring order to this, I'm happy to hold off. I'm basically just going to try and punch this thing. So
that sounds fair.
Punches.
Dole is going to mentally shout at the top of his lungs, "Stop this fighting!"
Great.
Don't know if it works. It used to work with his siblings, so he's assuming it would work this time.
Okay.
The Dynamites had a whole bunch of family. It's a thing. Don't worry.
Short
about
fuses. The Dynamites.
You can check the Dynamite biography. I almost said discography.
I'm sure someone. We were also a band.
Yeah, we were a touring family grappling hook band. Oh no.
I'm so
they
intrigued.
Definitely played Silver Dollar City.
I'm so intrigued by the Dynamite Clan. Oh man, I can't wait.
I'm sure there was
a
a documentary series in the works for Netflix.
Oh, absolutely.
Vanishing.
Absolutely.
All that footage is gone now. No, that footage stayed. It is released back at home.
Mm-hmm. You guys are massive stars and you just don't know it.
It's like, I would say that it ends with the disappearance of the Dynamite Clan, except for like one of the cousins.
Oh my gosh.
That's there.
I got to check with my agent when I get back.
Yeah. If you get back. All right. Well, you got to do a check for that.
Okay.
Are you taxing any of your assets? I don't feel like you have an asset that can help here.
No. I could pull out my grappling hook just so maybe they know my family's grappling hook company and the rare chance that they might. But that's the only thing I can think of. But I think I'm
this
just going to have to.
This could be like an Ewok situation with 3PO.
Exactly.
Like,
it could happen. So I am now. So what do I roll for this?
So you're going to roll a D20.
D20.
So now,
go ahead.
There's an extra layer here that we should consider before you roll, in that the GM may or may not decide to tell us, but they have the opportunity to apply bonuses or penalties to your target number before you roll.
Ooh.
Typically you would know, because there are some things you could do to reach a success state even after you've rolled and failed.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on like how hard this would be to do, because your target number is typically just your ability number, your ability score.
Okay.
However, these creatures are statted out and they have a -4 to hit with an attack. So your mental is 16.
Correct.
And so you would need to roll below a 12 in order to succeed in this.
Okay. I got a 4.
Woo!
Margin of success is 8. There are 5 of these little creatures around you. You have scared 2 of them off completely. They zip away. They're like, ah! Oh God.
Were they next to each other?
No.
Ah, rats.
They're not. So now you have 3 that are still sort of around you.
Mm-hmm.
I like that you said everyone stopped fighting and then went.
Well, because to be fair, he said everyone stopped fighting. Only 2 people stopped fighting. That's not respecting the honor of the everyone stopped fighting.
Right. So now,
if not everyone's going to stop fighting, someone's got to,
and we're still fighting.
Dole out these dynamites,
Why does it seem like Dole learned how to fight from like the punching nun puppet?
Oh yeah, no. The thing, the dynamites were early raised on Punch and Judy, old Punch and Judy's, before they had to be like kind of like weaned off of that with like normal TV.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good.
Weird family. That documentary is going to be great.
Rich tapestry here.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the name of the guy who was doing the documentary.
Rich tapestry.
Yeah. A rich tapestry film.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you.
Slim was reaching.
Yeah.
And the thing turned red and started like charging at him.
Yeah.
So I think what he did was kind of look surprised for a second, go, I'm going to turn that into a fist.
Punch it.
Try and pop you one. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, again,
that's the way to do it.
It's very small. -4 to hit.
Yeah. My physical is 12.
Okay.
I do have hand-to-hand combat. Since the penalty is only you said it's a -4, right?
-4, so you would have to get an 8 or below.
Well, I don't like that. So I'm going to tax my hand-to-hand combat here.
At what die type?
Let's do the D8.
Okay, so what he'll do is he will roll his D8. He will take that number and add it to his original target number.
I rolled a 4.
Okay, so you would be originally then going from a 16 -4 is 12. So you're like back up to what your normal target number.
Mine was 12.
I know, but then you add.
Oh,
you add 4. I did the math right. Come on,
I got
man.
you. Yes.
Did the math right.
Yeah.
All right, roll. See if you got a 12 or below for punching.
Okay, a 12 or below for punching. I rolled a 13.
Okay.
So
you have a couple options.
Mm-hmm.
You can choose to just fail, or you can use spirit to dig deep, and you can like spend enough spirit to do damage to them.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
The parenthetical sort of pitch for this game is how far will you go to be a hero? And it's the idea is all based around the idea. It's based around the idea that you have all these different resources and they will deplete over time. So how do you choose to use them to continue succeeding for as long as possible? Or to choose to fail, like you said.
Or you can choose to fail.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to choose to fail. I want to punch a light. So
the ultimate success.
I only need to spend 1 to get me to matching, but that doesn't do any damage.
Correct.
So I'll do the dig deep. I'll spend 1 for that to get me to success.
Okay.
And then I'll use the enhance ability use of spirit, which is really the same thing. You're just spending extra spirit to
cause more damage.
To do more. Yeah. Increase the amount, the effect. So I think I'll spend 4 more.
Great.
So my margin of that'll be a success. That makes my margin of success 4, which equals then 4 damage.
Great. So
I spent 5 spirit.
So he had reached out. I feel like if this were the film, you reach out to try to touch, And we get that shot,
That's
and you're
nice.
like, oh, and then it starts charging, and you're like, ah, and then you just you punch, and it just wide shot. We see it like, pew, just like bounce off, and like embed itself in a snowbank, and the
Like
light,
that.
the light's no longer there, and there are two left,
Yeah.
and it's their turn.
Slim.
Oh, no.
And
You got
Take
fish
that
in it.
electromagnetic radiation.
one is going to go after each of you.
Oh.
That's fair.
Well, at least they're sharing.
All right. So enemies in this game only have one skill stat. Just one. They just have a skill stat instead of broken up into the three. So these are little fellas. I'm going to have to roll very low in order to hit you. But they are going to each tax their asset. Do you have an asset? The first one going after Dole because he yelled real loud and they didn't like it. Stings you, Dole,
Ah!
for 3 points of damage, which you can choose to deflect with spirit. Correct?
Yep. One of the uses of spirit is resisting damage. You can spend 1 for 1.
Or you can just take it,
resisting.
Dole. Which one would you like?
Since Dole's still getting used to the mechanics,
Uh-huh.
Dole will take it
Okay,
as a learning tool.
great.
Mhm.
Also, mechanically, since you have been making... Okay. Now I need you to make a social save.
Oh, well then.
Oh. What
Okay.
isn't yours very low?
Mine is incredibly low. So I have a 5 in social.
Oh boy.
Okay, let's find out.
That's a 1.
Super
That's a
duper
1.
success. Crit.
Hooray!
So it stings you and it hurts, but
Oh,
but like you're kind of fueled by that. You're like, all right, now I know what to do. I feel okay.
okay.
Great.
You know, that's great because that's certainty now. Now that it attacked, Dole knows
Now you
that
know.
it's time for the dynamite.
Boom goes the dynamite. The other one's going to attack Slim because it just watched you punch its friend into a snowbank to death.
Death.
Well, I didn't know I was going to kill it. I
It's
had to know that was a possibility.
You take 1 point of damage
Okay.
and give me a social save, please.
Can I make an argument that I can use my cold weather clothing like armor?
Ooh.
Yes.
One of the methods for resisting damage, if you're wearing, is you can tax one of your appropriate assets if it would help you. And in this case, instead of adding to your target number, you just tax one of the dice, roll it, and then reduce the damage by whatever the rolled total is. You said it was only 1?
You usually, yes.
Yeah, I'll tax the D4. I know I'll get at least 1, but I'll roll it anyway because I like rolling dice.
Please do.
I rolled a 2, so I would reduce 2 points of damage from this little fella.
Okay. Still need a social save though,
Great.
because the sting
Great.
still happens. It just like doesn't hurt.
Yeah, stung through my parka.
Parka.
Social save. Oh boy, here we go. A 6. I was rolling against a 12, so that's a success.
Okay. You're also okay.
Thank goodness.
And we're back around. What are we doing? Who would like to go first? You've both been stung.
Yeah. My plan is to keep punching. These things don't seem they're not leaving yet, right?
No, they
How
are.
many of them are there right
There
now?
are 2 left, so 1 on each of you.
In theory, then
Yes.
what if let me know if this works. Dole takes off his big jacket and just tries to cover them in it. Just put it on them.
Catch
The
both
weight
of
of
them?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that would be a mental or if that would be physical.
That seems very physical to me. And you would be taxing your cold weather gear
Cold weather
asset.
gear. Correct. Okay.
They are very small. It's a -4 still. So you have cold weather gear at a D6.
D6.
So you have a D6 and a D4 as options for that.
Okay,
Which one would you like to use?
I'm going to try to talk through this again because this is the first time I've had to do this, and I want to make sure I understand it correctly. So instead of the D20 for the physical, I have a 4 and a 6 for the D6 for my cold weather gear. I can tax that. So then I roll the 20 and then subtract the D6 or D4.
Okay. So first, you're going to roll you can either tax your cold weather gear at a 6 or a 4.
Okay.
Which one would you like to do?
4.
Okay. So you're going to go ahead and roll your D4 first.
Okay. That's a 1.
Okay. So what is your physical asset?
14.
Okay. So you are now going to be trying to roll underneath a 15, but because they are small, you subtract 4 from that because of their target number. So you're now trying to roll beneath an 11 or below instead of 10 or below because of your cold weather asset.
That makes perfect sense. Thank you. Appreciate that.
What you described was also correct. It's just the other way of thinking of it. And it's much easier to explain this way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. No, I appreciate it too, because my brain's like, there's something here. And I don't, when it comes to like numbers and that, like the die thing is usually the longest thing for me to pick up because I'm like, oh, quick. Oh, yeah. So I just rolled a 4 on a D20.
Okay.
Hey!
So it's 4 below. So that's 7 below your target number.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah.
You're able to capture them both. Was your intention to kill them or just capture them? This is capture/stop. So
Contain.
You have caught them both. They are buzzing around very angrily. They are stronger than you expect. You've seen Christmas Vacation.
Yes.
This is the scene with the cat wrapped in the box. It's just everywhere. And they're making like a very angry buzzing noise inside as well.
Yeah, well, I'm now. So if they can do that, I can do that too. Dole's making a very loud buzzing size on the outside as well.
Buzz back at you. All right. Well, Slim, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Well, I kind of want to watch for a while.
Camera pulls back and we just see it slapping Dole in the head a couple times.
I think the thing to do is to try and like
whack
give it up, like bonk it. Yeah, try and like knock them out, stun them, like have them stop dragging him around. Right.
Great.
Is this physical?
I would say yes. Well, okay. Probably physical, or it could be mental if you are trying to just incapacitate them. It's a different, it's like knowing how to hit them, that it wouldn't kill them. How much do you care about that?
Well, clearly that's not a huge priority for Slim.
Okay.
Because I just punched one out of the air into the snowbank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's just going to hit, like, I don't think there's a lot of thought process. Let me put it that way.
Just go whack it.
This thing is moving and it shouldn't be.
Okay.
Knock it. I am not going to tax my hand-to-hand combat, so I'll just take the +1 bonus that it confers.
Okay. So what's your physical?
My physical score is 12.
Right. I think they're a little bit bigger now. I still think that there's a -2 to it because they are moving so much, but it's kind of a larger target. It's easier to see where they are. It's like you highlighted them with your cold weather gear. So you are looking to roll below a 10, but with your +1, wouldn't that be an 11?
11. Yep.
Okay. So 11 or below.
So we got there from, my score was 12. I added the +1 because of the asset.
But he's not taxing it. He's just
taking
using
the
it.
+1. And then that means I can't get more than a +1 on that. And then the -2 brings me back from 13 down to 11. That's how we got there.
Math.
Woo!
Everywhere is math.
And I rolled a 5. That's a margin of success.
That sounded like a lot.
A bunch.
I rolled a
5.
definitely.
Well, this has like the old like alarm clock kind of numbers, so it looked like an S.
I rolled an S.
rolled an S.
What is that? That seems like it means success.
Success, I guess. S tier.
Yeah.
S tier coat punch.
So there is now a weight in the bottom of one. One is still going, but one is now just like a thunk. So, and it's turn now, so it's going to try to break out of the parka.
It's like climbing through the sleeve.
Yeah.
Let me out of here.
Try. It does not succeed. It can't get out. It's a parka. It's
It's well made.
Very good parka, yeah.
Very good. You're gonna have to go back and thank whoever gave it to you, or whoever made it. Like, just write them a letter.
I'm gonna thank London Fog.
London Fog. Thank you.
Thanks, London Fog.
Dear Mr. Fog.
Mr. Fog.
Yeah. So we're back to the top of the order. There's one still angrily buzzing around in there.
Okay.
Who would like to go first?
You know what, Jeff? Dole has tried. I'm gonna
yell on the sleeve. Knock it off.
Well, then it'll just go inside of me. Like it'll possess me. Then, you know.
Oh no.
So we can't have that. We can't have the dynamite fortune potentially in the hands of some unscrupulous little balls of light. So Slim. This is up to Slim.
You want me to stick with what's been working here?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll do the same thing I did last time. Just give it a knock, trying to pop that last one.
Like a pinata where I'm holding it up a little bit higher for you.
Perfect.
I think
Teamwork.
It's again a -2.
Okay. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm taking that +1 from my asset. So
again, we're looking for an 11 or below then.
11. Yep. I rolled a 10.
Okay.
Wait. Do I feel like that's enough to put this thing to bed?
Are you asking me? Because I'm not going to tell you.
No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking, which is very compelling to watch, I'm sure. No, I'm just going to, I'm going to leave it be. I'm going to leave it be. Yep.
It like wobbles a little bit, but is still up.
Oh, hardy little buzzer.
Dynamite. It's your turn.
Dynamite, twist it up nice and tighter. Kind of
make it smaller.
Smaller.
like a candy.
and then I think just swings it around as fast as possible.
God, it's like a gravitron.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay.
That's what I'm going for.
All right.
So I'm guessing that's going to be a physical.
It seems like a physical to me. It sure does.
Okay. I'm not gonna use any of my tools.
And it's a -2. Now, because you are using the cold weather gear, I will let you add a +1 to your target number.
Okay.
Without even having to tax it.
Awesome.
So what is your
could tax
physical?
it if you want.
My physical is 14.
Okay, so then we're looking at a 15, but -2 because of their particular set of skills.
So 13 and under.
So 13 and under.
And that is a 9.
Hey!
It probably worked right away. But you like really go at it. You like go. I like start to like pause a little bit. Yeah. It to the point where like Slim has to be like, whoa. Hey buddy. Like, hey, whoa.
That was dynamite.
They are no longer moving. You are welcome to examine them now if you want. Two runned off. They scarpered. One is buried deep in a snowbank, and then
like
just
their shape.
Yeah, and then
Yes.
and then there are 2 inside the jacket.
So Dole just, after it stops moving, once the tornado that he built up subsides,
Takes a bit.
He just kind of lets his jacket open and just drops him, lets it shakes out the jacket essentially.
Sit out. Yeah. 2 little creatures fall on the ground. They look like tiny little fairies, like you would imagine like an illustration of a fairy looked like when you were like from your kids' books.
These look like tiny little fairies that look like from the kids' books.
Their glow is back to blue, but it's because they're unconscious.
They're still glowing.
They are still glowing faintly,
okay.
yes, but
At least I didn't shake him to death.
yet still time.
Is there a blue glow coming from that snowbank? Okie doke.
You just cover up the little fairy shaped hole. Just kind of.
It looks like the rest ran off.
Yeah, 3 of them. I counted 3 ran away for sure.
Definitely 3.
Definitely only 2 here.
So
I would
what do we
imagine
do with them?
in the telling of the story, there's probably like 150.
Oh, we were surrounded on all sides.
Just
Uphill both ways. Yeah.
Yeah. They're everywhere.
What would you like to do with them?
Poke them with a stick.
I mean,
Like a small stick, a soft stick.
Dynamite. I want to poke them with dynamite. A
do we
lit
have, like-
stick.
Grappling hook. I'll put like
do we have like applications for citizenship to Flukeston with us? Like, if not,
You can.
yeah. Oh, so why don't we just leave like the brochure?
Just leave them.
Yeah.
Just leave the brochure next to them.
Visit
Just like
Sunny Flukeston.
scoop it underneath them. You're like, here you go,
Here,
buddy.
tuck
You just
that
maybe
in
like
there.
fold them, like open up the first panel of the thing, and then let them like rest under it like a little bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know,
Good.
that might be kind of good for the. It's cold out, you know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen. Out
Don't
here.
mess with us, but like,
But like maybe
Maybe
come
come
live with
visit.
us.
yeah, come live with us.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I look for roommates all the time.
You just shake them in clothes until they pass out, and then you're like,
Listen, they know that there are going to be people around who can protect them
Yeah.
wow, yeah, no, what a nice spin to put on it.
if we make it.
You want me to spin again? You want me to spin them again?
I'm good at spinning.
That was a good spin.
Yeah, they're that's a good trick. Let's leave
Thank
them.
you.
Let's leave them be. Let's leave
Oh,
them.
okay.
They've
All
had a day.
Poor little fella. All right, great.
They did
They
bite us or whatever. They stung us.
stung you.
Yeah.
They attacked first.
Yeah.
If you have to know this. If you go, and this is just for anyone watching at home. If you go into a fight and you sting someone, you have to be prepared to be shooken up and spun around in an article of clothing. You cannot, like, I'm sick of these people on the internet hiding behind their computer screen, acting like if they said that to my face, I would not put
I
them
wouldn't
in a suit
bundle them
and shake them
into
around.
a jacket.
I would walk around with them like a bindle. I would do that.
Mhm.
They don't know. Sorry, I don't want to get heated here. Let's keep playing this nice game. I don't want to let my that's what we call bleed in the RPG world. So
So we're gonna get Marcus some therapy after Sarah's table for his weird clothing shaking obsession. It's not weird. Oh, we're eating the cat. Everything's fine. The fairies ate Dole. He's dead now. Never mind. I am changing it. Okay, so your map says that you are not terribly far from where the ore has been discovered.
Great.
Would you like to continue on toward said area?
I mean, I would imagine we just kind of like look at each other, look down at the fairies in the pamphlet, look at each other again, and then just kind of like, shall we head out? Or want to? Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Just float out of frame.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no reason to stay. I'm not going to like nurse them back to health.
Yeah. So then we are off. Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
good. I would like.
Oh no.
You are heading up toward this
Like
area
toward the
on
summit?
map. Yeah. So the
Up-ish?
deposit is not completely on the summit. It's pretty high up the mountain.
Okay.
And I would like each of you to make a mental check for me.
Oh, brother.
Okay.
Here we go. Is there any way that there would be any asset that would be appropriate to tax here or to invoke?
Some kind of hook, grappling of some kind.
Does anyone
Magic.
have like?
Shadow magic?
Does anybody have some sort of like specialization in perception?
Nope. Gonna roll my die.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and roll.
Okay.
Oh, I did it.
Okay. I need to know what it's out of as well.
My target number was 8.
Okay.
That's my mental score. And I rolled a 5.
Okay.
Or an
Right.
S, if you will. Sorry, go ahead.
I rolled a success according to the die.
The die.
My mental was 16, and I
Dang.
rolled an 18. So I am very happy with that.
You could spend 2 points of spirit to succeed if you want.
As long as there are no adjustments to the target number on my end.
I kind of like failure here,
Great.
so I'm gonna fail here.
Great. So the two of you heading up the mountain, getting closer and closer to it's inside like there's like a small cave opening, and you can actually sort of see the purpley light that is pulsing gently. This
Cool.
is the color that you were expecting to be seeing from this ore. So you're like, great. You start heading up. Dole gets a little overexcited and is just like, word, and just like kind of starts breaking away from you.
Oh.
Slim.
Well,
Slim,
that's
you
nice.
notice that it has gotten extra quiet, as if there is like a predator about. You know how like the landscape gets very quiet when there's some sort of big predator.
All the birds shut up.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
leave.
Yeah. And like
Yep.
Dole, you notice that he's not behind you anymore, or that he's fallen behind. And so you get right to the edge of the cave and you turn around and you're like excited. And Slim, you watch a giant creature come out and just like tackle Dole.
Oh,
And it pushes you to the ground, Dole, and then raises its head and like howls. And 2 more appear around the mountain. And that's where we're going to stop for today.
oh, no.
What will happen to the Dole Dynamite grappling hook fortune?
Maybe it'll get eaten by a yeti right now.
In a,
Or maybe the Yetis will take it over. That'd be kind of cool. Like we have a
Now
Netflix
they
doc,
have
and then the
grappling
Yetis
hook
come back.
technology.
Unstoppable Yetis with grappling hook technology.
Unstoppable. Okay. So
They are known for their outdoors wear.
They're all wearing London fog jackets.
Isn't there a brand called Yeti?
Yeah, there is. There actually is. Yeah.
Right, but they're wearing the same
London
kind that
fog.
you are.
Sure.
Well, so this stream is dedicated to London Fog and the USA Network. Characters welcome.
Characters welcome, especially if the characters are wearing London fog.
Mhm.
Exactly. We got 2 sponsorships for this show.
It's a crossover. We're not sponsored. I'm sorry. I would like to be.
Unless they call us.
Call my people. USA and London fog. Call my people. Yeah, so that's where we're going to pause. We're going to finish the encounter with the Yetis. Yeti? Is the plural of Yeti just Yeti? Is it like deer?
I don't know.
I don't know that I've ever encountered more than one at a time. Or any.
Is it like an unkindness of Yeti? Is that like, what's the group of Yeti called?
I don't know.
It's called a flurry. It's called a flurry of Yetis.
Flurry.
I just looked it up.
That's great. A flurry of Yeti. And does it say Yeti? Not
it's
Yetis.
a flurry of Yetis.
Yetis with an S.
Yes, Yetis.
Yetis. Yetis. I'm glad we had this talk.
Yeah, we learned a lot about Yetis.
Now we know. Yeah.
Educational here on Sarah's table.
Very suddenly, too.
Very suddenly. Okay, well, let's go around the table. Let's tell everybody where we can be found on the internet and what else we are working on and all of those good things. I'm going to start with Jeff.
My name's Jeff Moore. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter. And you can go to the website at thevanishinglands.com. Instagram is also The Vanishing Lands. Twitter is Lands Vanishing. My personal is different, but it makes sense for me to give you this one because we're playing this game. If you'd like to learn more about this game, this is how you do it. I'm done talking now. I did it.
All right. Marcus, where can we find you?
Yes, hi. My name is Markus, pronouns he, him, and you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram for a very limited amount of time at best kind of worst until I figure out how to delete all social media from my life. Until
and
then,
run into the woods and become a Yeti.
Yes, I was actually looking up where to buy a flip phone recently, so we'll see where that goes.
Get yourself a Nokia; those last forever.
Ooh, yeah, well, because you can also use them as weapons. Bonsai was teaching me this.
It's perfect.
Yeah, please feel free to follow me there. I am a producer over at Table Takes. I run Table Takes at Gen Con TV. Check it out on Fridays. You would have checked this out in the past, unless
already checked it out.
Or in the future, in which case you're watching this now. We're on every Friday. Check it out.
It'll still be next Friday.
It'll still be another Friday. Friday. I would love to do our moments of gratitude, friends. What were you grateful for in this shenanigan-filled adventure?
I genuinely was, aside from the my real answer is I genuinely loved, because I had two. I loved the Carol Lombardi reference. That's that one. So no, sorry. But I genuinely really enjoyed going through this game and talking about the character creation with y'all. Like this, as I said before, I really do enjoy playing new games and learning how new systems work. This was really exciting. It was cool to be here with Jeff, as well as you, Sarah. So I'm just really grateful to be here for this, and I'm excited to see what our flurry of Yetis and us get up to in the future.
Probably death.
Probably a little bit of death. Maybe how big is this London fog coat? Because I might be able to get some of those Yetis in there.
I can't wait for you to try to lift it over your head.
How far will you go to spin Yetis?
You know what? You have a bunch of spirit. You haven't tapped into it all. You could catch them with your coat.
Okay, attach the coat and the grappling hook, so I can shoot them away from us now.
Tie them up in a bag and
ride
hang
them down the
cliff.
mountain, probably.
Oh man.
Okay, so we have so many ideas. No spoilers for next time.
Join us next time where we do maybe one of those.
Or not. Jeff, what is your moment of gratitude, friend?
My moment of gratitude is that I am able to sit on this side of the table for this game.
Yeah.
We've run numerous playtest sessions of this. And it's a really interesting perspective to sit on this side. Luckily, it's not terribly different. that tells me that like that consistency it still exists. But yeah, I'm very appreciative of getting an opportunity to just play it as a player, experience it from that perspective.
Yeah. Thank you for both coming on the show. Jeff, thank you for trusting me to run it here. And for like putting up with all of our ridiculous plans in this particular game. It was delightful. Yeah, I just really, I think the game is really fun, and I'm excited that we were able to bring it to you folks who are at home. I thought it's time. We need to start getting in there and doing some crazy stuff. So next week, as we talked about, we're going to come back and we're going to do the second half of this adventure, and it will be only gameplay. So we won't be spending the time building up the land, which I love that part of it, obviously. Yeah. But like, I also want to make sure that we get some more gameplay in there so that you can learn about the mechanics, which once you do them, I think are pretty simple and like easy to grok, if you will. If I am wrong, you are welcome to tell me about it in the chat or like tweet at me and tell me that I'm wrong. Don't do that. That would make me sad.
No, tweet at the USA Network.
Tell the USA Network that
Sarah's wrong.
Sarah's wrong.
They'll be like, what? What is this?
They'll be like, what is that?
Where'd you get this number?
Tell London Fog that Sarah has made an error.
Unlisted account.
I told you not to call me on this wall. This is an unlisted wall. So I also would like to thank Gen Con for giving me the platform here on Gen Con TV. I always thank my editor, who happens to be here right now. Thank you, Jeff, for taking this and editing it into delightfulness. He doesn't really edit things out. He just puts us in the right place. He doesn't make us look smarter, which would be really hard. And then also thank you to Markus, who's going to be hitting the go button. Has already hit the go button. If you are watching this, Markus has hit the go button. And if you're not watching this,
then how are you hearing it?
Then I guess he didn't. I don't know how things work anymore. Science or magic. Maybe it's magic. Maybe we're in the Vanishing Lands.
Ooh.
What?
Maybe it's nice.
Maybe it's nice. Or maybe will-o-wisps try to kill us. Unclear. Yeti. And Yeti. Yeah. Oh, flowers. Something's happened. Okay. So yeah, thank you all for watching at home. Thank you all for being at my table. I'm Sarah Moore. You can find me on Facebook at Actor Sarah Moore. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram and Ko-Fi and TikTok at Pixies and Pins. You can find me here every Friday night at 5 p.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/GenConTV. Come back. Things are going to happen here. And you're not going to want to miss them because, like, you like joy. We like joy. You like joy, right? You guys do. You like it. Come back for it.
Joy.
Yeah. So as always, keep making art and keep being art. We will see you next time.